Hello everybody and welcome to Skyrim. This is going to be a series where I tell you how you can start off Skyrim in the best way possible. For today we will be going from Helgen to Riverwood. So let's begin.
And now the Empire is going to put you down and restore the peace.
What was that?
It's nothing. Carry on.
Yes, General Tullius. Give them their last rites.
As we commend your souls to Aetherius, blessings of the eight divines upon you.
For the love of Talos, shut up and let's get this over.
Learn our
As you wish.
Come on! I haven't got all morning. My ancestors are smiling at me, Imperials. Can you say the same?
Just as a quick warning, if you do not like gore, death, or anything to do with violence, look away now, because this is going to get rough.
You Imperial bastards!
Justice!
death to the Stormcloaks!
As fearless in death as he was in life.
Next, the Nord and the Rags.
Here it is again. Did you hear that?
I said, next, prisoner.
To the block, prisoner. Nice and easy.
There is Alduin, the main enemy in the entire game. First things first, if you are new to Skyrim, when you play, you will want to take your time, but for the purpose of this video, I will be going quickly through Helgen. So, first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to run into this tower, go straight up the stairs, and stop before you reach this floor. The wall will break in. As shown, wait till the fire is done. Then you can come up here and just jump out the window. You will get into this building. You just want to continue running straight down. Next, you don't even have to stop here. You run straight past Alduin into this alley, and then run straight again across, and then through this house and over here. Next, you're going to want to go down through this archway. Then, once you get here playing on your own, you will find Ralof and Hadvar. You're going to want to go with Ralof because you will be able to get better armor. So you're going to want to go through the closest doors, not the furthest. Now we are in the keep and we will wait to see what Ralof has to say.
We'll meet again in Sovngarde, brother. Looks like we're the only ones who made it. That thing was... We better get moving. Come here. Let me see if I can get those bindings off. There you go. You may as well take Gunnar's gear. He won't be needed.
Next, you're going to want to loot Gunnar and take everything he has. Then go straight into your inventory by either pressing tab and then going to the right one, which is inventory, or by going straight over to whichever hotkey you have set as
All right. Get
your
That axe, a few swings.
inventory button. For me, it's my right arrow key. You're going to want to wait over by this door for the Imperials to come, because then you will want to put them down and take their armor.
No way to open this from our side.
And here they come.
It's the Imperials. Take cover.
It's the escaped prisoners.
Next, you're going to want to go straight for the heavily armored person, which is the captain. And then once she is dead on the ground, you are going to want to take all of her gear immediately. And then turn around and get the other soldier. Next, you're going to want to take everything he has. Then go back into your inventory. Change your apparel to the armor, boots, bracers, and officer's helmet, because it is going to give you a better armor rating than you would have if you stuck with the Stormcloak stuff. So then you're going to want to go to your weapons, and you're going to want to equip both Imperial swords because they are better than a single iron war axe. Next, you're going to want to go down this hall and down another hall into this room. You will then want to search the warden's chest, take the other key, the other armor, and the iron sword. Next, you're going to want to take the other iron swords that are on the weapon racks. Next, you're going to want to go over to the table and take all 4 pieces of gold. Then go behind you. This chest is empty, you're not going to want to search it. So you're going to go to the next chest, which is 2 beds over. Take the gold and the helmet. Next, you're going to want to run back down the 2 previous hallways you came through. And then you're going to want to go to this door. Since you have both keys, he could not go before you. So then you're just going to want to kind of go straight down these stairs, through the 2 doorways, and then immediately through this doorway. Next, there'll be 2 more either Imperials or Stormcloaks, depending on which door you went through to get into Helgen. Then you're going to want to take down these 2 soldiers as fast as possible. And then you're going to want to take their gear, because you can sell it later on and it'll be more beneficial. Next, take the magic potion, the health potion. Don't bother with any food or anything that you might find lying around. Just take the potions. That's all you're going to need. Next, to go through this wooden door. And try to run down these stairs as fast as possible, because you can then take out the Torturer or the Stormcloaks, depending on which side you chose to align with in this first area. And then the Torturer's assistant will be dead as well, so you can take everything he has and everything the Torturer has. Next, you're going to want to go into this back office area, or something like that. Take the shield, the mace, and then you're going to want to crouch because there is a hidden lockpick on this shelf. You'll want to take it, and then go over to this knapsack. Take the 4 lockpicks, and the minor healing potion. Then take the iron dagger, and the Book of the Dragonborn, because you can sell it later for a pretty good price. And then, when you go over to this cage, you will have 12 extra lockpicks, aside from the 5 that you had already grabbed. That is because you get 12 from Ralof. Next, you'll want to open the cage, like so. Take the gold, the spell tome, and the potion. Next, you're going to want to go down to your books and use the spell tome. That will get you the Sparks spell. Next, you'll want to search the mage here, take his gold, his 2 potions, his hood, and his robes. Because you will now have some mage gear if you choose to be a mage. Next, you're going to want to go down this hall to the second cell on the right. You will want to unlock the cage door, as so, and go down, search the skeleton, take any gold that may be on him, leave the bone meal, then take the coin purse that is next to him. Next, when you come out of the cell, you go to the right and down both of these halls. Next, you search the skeleton. He may have gold, take it. The Stormcloak soldier only has rags. You don't need to take anything from him. Search this skeleton, take the gold. Search this one. If it has gold, take it. Next, you're going to want to run down this cave path here.
Orders are to wait until General Tullius arrives. I'm not waiting.
And then you're just going to want to run through here as fast as possible and try to avoid arrows from these Imperial soldiers as fast as possible. And you're going to want to take them out. Next, if you want to be an archer, take the arrows. The bows, the daggers, whatever you want. I'm going to save weight and just take the arrows. And then take out this soldier as well. Then take his arrows too. And there's another soldier behind you. You'll then want to take out this soldier. And then you can take his arrows too, because you will need them. Next, you will want to jump down here and take this guy's arrows because the other Stormcloaks killed him, so you can just take the arrows. Next, you will want to actually travel with Ralof instead of going ahead of him.
Let's see where this goes.
Then, flip the lever, and wait for Ralof. Drawbridge drops, and then you're going to want to travel with him. Now in here, you can run ahead, so just jump down, and then jump down again. Next, you're going to want to go up this little water path here. And then take this coin purse, and this potion of healing. As well as searching the skeleton if need be, because he may have some gold. Next, Ralof will be coming. You just need to continue walking ahead. Then you just come over here, take the coin purse. You can't search this skeleton because it's incomplete. Then you just have to wait for Ralof to get down here. I do not recommend running ahead in the caves because you will have to come back to get Ralof if he stays behind. Next, you will want to run down here once Ralof starts to follow. Spiders will appear and they will drop down from the ceiling like magic. You will want to kill these spiders because they will be a pain in the butt if you do not get rid of them as fast as possible. And you want to get rid of them because they are a royal pain in the butt. Next, if you want, you can take the venom. I'm not going to. Then you will want to run down here because there's nothing in there of use. Then there is nothing back at that skeleton, so you do not want to go over to it. Next, you will come over to this cart, take the coin purse. Next, there is a bear. We will wait for Ralof because he will give us a bow. You can either choose to shoot it, you can choose to sneak past it, or you can run at it with swords, as I will do.
I'd rather not tangle with her right now. Let's try to sneak by. Just take it nice and slow. And watch where you step.
Or if you're feeling lucky, you can take this bow. Might take her by surprise.
Go ahead. I'll follow your lead and watch your back.
Now, this is a point in the game where you can level up really quickly. Not by killing the bear, but by attacking Ralof. What you will want to do is you will want to sneak. Go behind Ralof with a dagger in hand. You want to make sure he cannot see you. then you will want to hit him over to the wall. You get him over to the wall, he cannot move. You continue doing this. This will level up your sneak skill really, really fast, and it will allow you to level up really, really quickly. If you want to do this, it will take a lot of time. It took me about 45 minutes just to get to level 80. But what you will want to do so you level up really, really quickly is you will want to open up the menu, go to settings, go to gameplay, change your difficulty from whatever it's set at, usually novice, all the way to legendary. However, I am not going to do so. For some reason, it is glitching out. So I am going to try and change it, although it probably will not let me. There we go. Next, once you have leveled up, if you want so, if you're not encumbered, you can then just go ahead and attack the bear. But I am going to quickly drop the needless bits of armor that are not going to be very useful to you, such as that Stormcloak cuirass, the Torturer's hood, the fur boots. Next, we will attack the bear, because it is not that hard of an enemy to defeat. It is actually a very quick thing to do. Then you can take the claws and the pelt. Next, Rayloff is following. You can then run around those rocks and be able to head out and down of the cave via this exit, and it will take you into the section called Skyrim in the realm of Tamriel. Next, Rayloff is going to tell you to get down. You do not need to, because Alduin cannot see you. He's just going to fly off in that direction. Next, you don't even need to listen to Rayloff, so you can just run straight down this path. Now, what I will recommend doing is going straight down this path until you see the stone for the Guardian symbol. Then you will want to head towards it. Just a quick hint, that is Bleak Falls Barrow, up there on the mountain. We will cover that in another video. Next, you can run straight down this path towards the Guardian Stones, and then choose one out of these 3 current Guardian Stones that you have found. There are 13 in total. What I recommend doing is, if you want to play how I do, which is a 2-handed warrior build, you go with the Warrior Stone. If you wish to be a mage, activate the Mage Stone. If you want to be a thief, activate the Thief Stone. You will find more as you play. Eventually you will have discovered all 13. They each give you different abilities, but those are the 3 basic ones. Next, you will come across the Ember Shard Mine. I recommend doing this because you will need to come back here later. You can then kill her, take anything of value, which is the garnet, gold, lockpick, the war axe, and the copper and onyx circlet. These items will not be there all of the time. Certain items will, certain items won't. She may have a different weapon on her. Next, you will encounter wolves on your way to Riverwood. Sometimes wolves will carry gemstones for no apparent reason. Next, you've leveled up, so what you will want to do, if you are going with a warrior build, I recommend doing stamina and health. For mages, magicka and health. For thieves, I recommend doing health because you will need it. You can use magicka as a thief if you want. You might need to use stamina at certain points when you're a thief, so I recommend using all three if you go for a thief. But that is very difficult to control. So I am going to go with stamina for this point. And then since I am doing a dual wielding, single-handed weapons build, I'm going to go over to one-handed weapons and select armsman. Then we are going to continue down to Riverwood. Then what I recommend doing is, if the wolf attacks, you kill it. Then you will want to run down to Riverwood. You may or may not beat Ralof here depending on how fast you do this. I usually beat Ralof. Next, you will not want to go to the current quest objective right away. You will actually want to go to the Riverwood Trader, which is this 2-story building.
Well, one of us has to do something.
Next, you want to go over to Lucan Valerius before the whole talk goes over between him and his sister, I believe it is. Next, you will want to go, did something happen? Skip over the text, and then go straight back in,
It's yours if you bring my claw back.
and then go, what have you got for sale? Then you will want to go down to your area, go to weapons, sell anything that you will not keep. I will not keep the daggers, the bows, the 2 war axes, iron swords, maces, daggers, arrows. Next, before I get rid of any Imperial swords, I'm going to go over to his weapons. I'm going to buy his steel sword. Then I'm going to go back down to my weapons and sell him 3 of my Imperial swords. Next, I'm going to go down to apparel. Sell the circlet. Sell the duplicates of my armor, which is the Imperial armor, boots, bracers. Then I'm going to sell him all armor that I am not going to wear, such as the studded Imperial armor. I am not going to be a mage, so there is no reason for me to keep these, so I will sell them. I will sell the iron shield, as well as the Imperial light armor. Next, I will then go down to my potions. There's nothing we can do there. Then to ingredients. Sell him the bear claws. If you want, you can read the Book of the Dragonborn. It will give you a little bit more history of Skyrim. I recommend doing so if you have the time. But I'm going to sell it because I already know about the Dragonborn. Next, I will sell the garnet and the bear pelt. Then I am going to go out of the Riverwood Trader and go straight across to the blacksmith named Alvor. Ask him immediately what he has for sale, and then go into his weapons, and then I'm going to look for a steel sword. Bum ba ba ba! Buy it! Next, go down to your weapons. Sell the other Imperial sword. The steel swords are actually better in the long run. Then you will want to see what armor he has because it may come in handy. He actually has some better gauntlets, so I'm going to buy those. The steel shin boots are exactly the same as the Imperial boots. Next, you will want to get rid of the Imperial bracers. Next, you will go out of the inventory, then go back in, equip both steel swords, and then equip your new gauntlets. This is all in Warrior, because that is my playstyle. Next, I'm not going to go around the wooden saw, I'm going to go over, and then jump straight down. And boom, Rayloff is not here, because I beat him. Next, you'll go over to Girder,
New to Riverwood? If you're looking
and then
for
do Rayloff said you could help me out,
know him?
and then we escaped,
No, sorry. But in time,
and then Dragon attacked.
it would explain what I saw earlier.
It was Dragon, Rayloff will tell you the same thing.
The Jarl needs... We need to get word to Jarl Balgruuf in Whiterun to send whatever troops he can. If you'll do that for me, I'll be in your debt. I'm glad to help any way I can.
And then you will go, do you have any supplies I could take?
Like I said, I'm glad to help in any way I
You
can.
can take the amethyst,
yourself to
the
whatever you
gold
need,
necklace,
then
the potions. Sometimes she'll have lockpicks, although this time she doesn't. Next, you will want to take the silver ring as well. The rest of it is food, you don't need it. Next, you can then hop over the wood onto this path. Then you will want to go back to the Riverwood Trader with your newfound loot. You will then go over to Lucan and go, what have you got for sale?
Odds and ends, that sort of thing.
Because you are going to want to have as little stuff as possible weighing you down. So then you can sell the gold necklace and the silver ring because you do not need them at this moment. As well as the amethyst.
Till next time.
Next, what I recommend you do is instead of going to Whiterun, you actually backtrack towards the Ember Shard mine. You can either fast travel or run back to it. It doesn't matter. Fast traveling may be faster, that's why it's called fast travel, but it's still a short distance, so I rather travel on foot. I recommend clearing out the Ember Shard mine because it is actually very, very useful to do so. And I believe there is a wolf, yes. Next, kill the wolf because for some reason they may or may not carry a gemstone such as an amethyst, garnet, ruby, or a flawless version of them. Sometimes they'll even be carrying a gold coin. Then once you have reached the Ember Shard mine, you are going to want to head back inside. Or inside for the first time if you hadn't gone in already. Next, you will want to run down, but when you get to this cart, I recommend going in front of it and then going down, because there is a tripwire. If you trip it, rocks will cave in from the ceiling and you will not be able to come back into the mine from the front entrance. You will have to find the back entrance every single time. Next, jump off and you will want to kill these two bandits. The reason why is because they will be a pain in the butt if you do not while you are trying to loot the mine. Then you will want to search them for any valuables, such as the gold, the lockpick, and their weapon. Depending on what kind of shield they have, you might want to take it. Hide shields I do not recommend because they are weak. This guy has a garnet and gold. He also has a steel war axe. I recommend taking it. Next, you cannot go that way because the bridges are not down. So what you will want to do is you will want to go down this hallway and then make a right. Head down here. You will see a skeleton. Take the coin purse. Do not read the journal. It will not give you any boost in stats or help you level up. It is just a pastime. Next, there's nothing you can do up here aside from flicking a lever. Then once you have done so, you will backtrack again, but then go back out the original hallway. Come to the bridge. You will see two bandits at the other end. You will then want to attack them and take their loot once they have died. This will also help you get a leg up because sometimes they may even have better weapons. Next, you will want to search, take anything of value again. Then, when you get down here, you will see a small window. You want to take the coin purse, the gold, and the spell tome for clairvoyance. Next, you will want to come over here and kill this bandit, because it's useful. Because you can take anything she has on her, such as the Ember Shard Mine key, the gold, and she has another steel sword. You'll want to take it. Their weapons will vary from time to time, as well as the race of the bandits. Sometimes they will be Nords, sometimes Dark Elves, and sometimes Orcs. Next, you will want to take the Iron Greatsword and Iron Warhammer. Then you already took everything off this table of value, aside from the dagger. Daggers are not really that useful. Then you will search the chest and take anything that is of value in here, such as these steel swords, the lockpicks, gold, and amethyst, depending on the items in the chest. Next, you will want to not unlock this door because you do not need to. Next, you will then come up here and over. Then you can sneak. I recommend doing so because you can get a coin purse. That will be much harder to get if you do not sneak. Then you will want to run and jump down here and kill this bandit. Then you will want to search him, take his shield, gold, and mace. Then there will be some iron ingots. You can then sell those later on. You can then take the Iron Greatsword and Iron Sword. Next, there will be iron ore. I do not recommend taking them because there is no real need to at this current moment. Next, you will want to run back up the wooden boards, catwalks, whatever. Then you will come over here. You will see that there is a down path and an upper path, maybe even a bandit. You will want to take the upper path. Search the bandit, take the gold, lockpick, and weapon. Then you will want to run as fast as possible so you don't get hit by arrows, unlike me. The faster you do this, the less damage you will take. Then search the bandit, take the arrows, gold, and bow. Dagger you do not need to take. Then you can come up here. There's nothing to do in this area just yet, so you come to the back room. Then you take the coin purse, all the gold on the table, as well as the ruby, garnet, and amethyst, as well as the gold piece on the floor. Next, you look over here and you will find a little bit of a smaller passage. You go down this, it will then take you below where the exit actually is. So you will then want to come down here, take the coin purse, and then you will want to unlock this chest. I recommend doing so because sometimes it'll have some pretty good loot. This chest is a novice level, so it shouldn't be that hard. There we go. Gold, lockpick, petty soul gem, potion of minor stamina, and an iron warhammer. All great items to keep or sell. Then you will want to leave the Ember Shard Mine, because this is how you will exit. You will then go down this hall and make a left. You will then come back out into Skyrim. Next, you will want to go back down to the Riverwood Trader and sell anything other than armor, which includes shields and weapons. You can also sell to the blacksmith the ingots you got while in the mine. But anything that is not ingots or weapons or armor, anything that is not those items, you will want to give to the Riverwood Trader. So you come in, and then go in, ask him what he has for sale. Then scroll back down. Go into your miscellaneous. Sell him the 2 amethysts you have, 2 garnets, 2... Did not mean to sell the ingot. Then you will give him the soul gem as well as the ruby. Anything extra that you do not need or do not really want, you can give to him. Although I recommend giving all weapons, ingots, armor that you have that you will not need or do not use to the blacksmith. So you come over to Alvor, ask him what he has for sale again. Then you will want to go down to your weapons. Sell anything that you do not use. I do not use bows, so I will get rid of the bow, all arrows, 2 great swords, the mace, the sword, the war axe, the 3 war hammers, the steel mace, 2 swords, and then the 2 war axes. The war axes do more damage than the swords, but I prefer to use swords. That's just my preference. Next, you can then go down to your apparel, sell the shield. Then miscellaneous, without exiting the store, you will go down to miscellaneous,
Take a look.
down to miscellaneous, and then sell the iron ingot. Next, you will want to go back up into his apparel. Then you will want to take any armor that will be of use, such as the steel armor, and if you can, the steel helmet. Next, what you will want to do is you will want to sell the armor that you are currently wearing if it is not already steel. So you go in, the steel armor is actually better than the Imperial armor, so you sell the Imperial armor. Next, you then equip your steel armor.
My father is Alvin, the blacksmith.
Next, what I recommend doing is going across the river by swimming. It is faster than going all the way around across the bridge. Then you will come to the crossroads. Do not go down the path to the right. You will want to continue up the path that you will have crossed over onto. Next, I recommend having your weapons out if you had sheathed them. Next, you will come up here. You will find another wolf. This wolf, I know for a fact, will usually have an amethyst piece of gold or other piece of jewelry on it. Kill the mud crab if need be, as well as the wolf. Take out the wolf. He may have something, he may not. The mud crab stuff you don't necessarily need. Next, what I recommend doing is continuing up the path and continuing up the path, and when you reach this bend, you should be able to see, after coming around this corner, is a stone tower. You will then want to go over to that tower. This is also the path to Bleak Falls Barrow, which we will cover in the next video. But you will want to go to that tower, and destroy, kill, whatever you want to say. You will want to take out the bandits, because this will help get you a little bit extra coin. This is actually a wood elf. That is another race that will sometimes be a bandit, as well as Redguard. Then what you will want to do is take the armor that the main bandit here had. Take this person's arrows, gold, and bow. And then the other guy you've already looted, because you loot him as soon as you kill him. Then you take the coin purse, not the bowl. Then you go to the top of the tower. This is very important, because when you reach the top of the tower, there will be a special chest. This chest will usually have items of value. You will want to take everything in it. Then you will want to go back down the way you came. Aside from going back through the tower, you will actually want to jump down onto this area of land. You may or may not take damage depending on where you jump or fall to. If you fall, you shouldn't take damage as long as you get to a higher up spot. Next, you will want to run down this trail and then go across the river and then go back in to Riverwood. Then, once you have gotten back across the river and have gotten back to Riverwood, you will want to sell all armor and weapons and items as such, including ingots if you found any, to the blacksmith, and then any excess items that you do not need, you can sell to Lucan. So I recommend going to Alvor first.
Papa says I'm too friendly with strangers.
Whatever you
And
need.
you ask him what he has for sale.
Helmets.
Then you'll go into the salesman's inventory. Then you will want to go down to miscellaneous if you had any ingots. Then you will go to apparel. Sell the iron armor, boots, gauntlets, and helmet. They are not better than the steel armor you will currently have, as well as the studded armor if you got any. Then you will go to weapons. So the bow, the mace, the war axe, as well as the arrows. You should now have somewhere around 550 gold if you did everything as I said. You may either have more or less depending on what you have chosen to sell or whatnot. Next, you will want to go into his apparel inventory and buy the steel helmet. Next, you will want to check, and the steel shin boots that he has are actually better than the Imperial ones. So if you can, I recommend buying them. In and of which I will.
Good day.
Next, I will equip my new armor, and then sell him the Imperial boots.
Blades, helmets, pretty much anything to suit your needs. Aye.
And this will be the end of today's episode. I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. Tomorrow we will cover Bleak Falls Barrow, and if we have time, we will even cover Whiterun. Thank you all for watching again, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day. Bye-bye.